What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Kyle on the Call Sports. I'm Kyle Russo. On today's show, what I want to talk about is how a former Pro Bowl receiver was just added to the Carolina Panthers. But before we get started, make sure to like this video and leave a comment down below. And of course, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel at Kyle on the Call Sports. Now, without further ado, let's get started. The former Pro Bowl receiver that the Carolina Panthers just added to their roster is none other than Adam Thielen. The Carolina Panthers and Adam Thielen just reached a 3-year deal. The money is unknown at this point in time, but the Carolina Panthers just reached a 3-year deal with free agent Adam Thielen. Now, Adam Thielen, the former Pro Bowler, spent about 10 years with the Minnesota Vikings. And Adam Thielen, for those of you that don't know, has a really great story. He played for Minnesota State back in college and went undrafted back in 2013. He made the Minnesota Vikings practice squad back in 2013 and would be elevated to the 53-man roster in 2014. Now, the first couple years in Adam Thielen's career, especially 2014 and 2015, he didn't have the greatest of numbers, obviously making a name for himself in the NFL as an undrafted receiver. But in 2016, Adam Thielen recorded 69 receptions, 967 yards, and 5 touchdowns. That was really his standout year, his first really excellent year as an undrafted wide receiver in the National Football League for the Minnesota Vikings. That was back in 2016. Now, his 2 Pro Bowl seasons followed after one another. In 2017, Adam Thielen had an unbelievable year, recording 91 receptions, 1,276 yards, 4 touchdowns. That was his first Pro Bowl year. And in 2018, he was elected to another Pro Bowl where he would record 113 receptions, 1,373 yards, and 9 total touchdowns. Adam Thielen will go on to play 9 seasons with the Minnesota Vikings. And in that 9-year career with the Minnesota Vikings, he not only developed himself into one of the most explosive wide receivers in the National Football League, but also one of the best Minnesota Vikings wide receivers of all time. In categories such as receptions and in touchdowns, he's ranked 3rd all-time, only behind guys like Chris Carter and Randy Moss. And in receiving yards all-time, he's only behind guys like Chris Carter, Randy Moss, and Anthony Carter. So he will go down as a Minnesota Vikings legend. However, after those Pro Bowl years, in 2019, Adam Thielen did get hurt and had a down year. He only played in 10 games. And in that year, in 2020, they selected Justin Jefferson in the first round. And Justin Jefferson has been arguably the best wide receiver in the entire National Football League since he entered the National Football League back in 2020. And he has taken over that number one receiving spot for the Minnesota Vikings. And Adam Thielen was moved to the number 2 spot, essentially the reason why he was a cap casualty, along with a bunch of other players for the Minnesota Vikings, like a Cameron Dantzler, like a Eric Kendricks. They didn't re-sign a Patrick Peterson. They didn't re-sign a Dalvin Tomlinson. They had to restructure Harrison Smith's deal so that he would be able to remain with the team. So a lot of cap casualties here for the Minnesota Vikings, and Adam Thielen was one of them this offseason. However, when one door closes, another one opens, and in Adam Thielen's case, being a cap casualty for the Minnesota Vikings, he signs a 3-year contract with the Carolina Panthers. A little bit of a surprise considering that Adam Thielen himself said that he wanted to sign with a contender, and the Chiefs were arguably one of the favorites. He was in other talks with other contending teams, but he signs a 3-year deal to be a member of the Carolina Panthers, and the Carolina Panthers hold the number 1 overall pick in this year's NFL draft. And to whatever quarterback the Carolina Panthers elect to select with that first overall selection in this upcoming year's draft, he will definitely provide an easy transition into the NFL, as he is known as one of the better wide receivers in the National Football League. So overall, great signing for the Carolina Panthers. That'll do it from me here today. Kyle Russo here on Kyle on the Call Sports. Adam Thielen is the new number 1 wide receiver for the Carolina Panthers. But before I end this video, of course, make sure to like the video. Make sure to leave your comments down below on your thoughts on Adam Thielen signing with the Carolina Panthers. And of course, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel at Kyle on the Call Sports. I want to thank you all for listening. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope you've enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video.